The day, August 23rd, 2018. 26 long years after the day I had the divine intervention, the vision, while staring out of the kitchen window drinking coffee, as I so often do. The vision was Frank's Bar and Grill. I've spent this summer putting new roofs on them, fixing them, restoring them, returning them back into sheds, which was their original purpose. I got the gang together, Max, Billy, Glenn, and Frank, the original 5 as we called ourselves, and I duped my mother into giving us $200. We fixed the doors, fixed the broken windows, added a bar, replaced the floor, trapdoor and all, and made it our drinking hole. A year later, we raided a poorly guarded construction site, got enough wood, and we built the addition off of the back. Our ranks grew, our legend grew. Then, after we graduated high school, we decided we needed more. I duped my poor mother once again into giving us money to build a shed. Now, originally, the first 8 feet of the shed to the left was where the lawnmower went, and there was a wall. We had connected both of them with a hallway and the Mimi, as our friend John Christie coined it. And we had our 3 rooms. The original room, the extension, and then what we called the red carpet room. Now, unfortunately, the wall came down and the lawnmower room was incorporated, and it became what you see today, Frank's Bar and Grill. Now, we've had a rough summer. As soon as I tore the roofs off, it immediately began to rain. As you can see, the hallway and the Mimi are now gone. Okay, it is 2 sheds. Today's job is I got to take down that sheet, and we're going to put the siding on. All right. So as you can see, we have 2 nice new roofs. It's still a mess in here, but that's going to be what we do last. Is we're going to clean it up, we're going to organize it, and that'll be that. As you see, I framed out where the hallway used to be, and behind those windows is where the Mimi used to be, and that is now a framed in piece of plywood to cover that up. So the original idea as the summer began was we were going to tear it all down and build a brand new shed for Mom. I was going to take the salvageable parts of the barn and recreate it in my basement. As I began to do that, I felt an incredible amount of guilt, and I just didn't feel right about it. And as it turned out, it was cheaper to actually renovate these than to tear them down and build a new one. That's a new feature there. Big old window. That's where the hallway used to be. Okay. As you see in here, still a mess. I got to clean it up. That's the other side of the Mimi, which is now closed in. I'll throw a piece of plywood over there when time permits. But yes, again, this is what's left of the old girl. Now, I did take the ceiling. That's all new plywood. So the ceiling is currently in my basement, and it will be the striking feature that my man cave in the basement will have. It will have the original ceiling with all our signatures. You know, obviously I couldn't take the beams without reframing the whole barn down here. So in a sense, the Bar and Grill lives on in its original location. Okay? But it will be a shed. It is the shed I promised my poor mother 26 years ago when I first had the vision for Frank's Bar and Grill. Again, these constant additions and bump outs and all that stuff kind of made us a little too big for our britches. Parties got too big, too loud, and after 8 years we were finally raided by the Roxbury Police Department. They discovered us, and quite frankly, after that, the bar and grill was never the same. You never had that feeling of invincibility, of comfort, of just safety. It was never the same again, and it kind of died out after we got raided. And we were older anyway. We were over 21 and shouldn't have really been hanging out in a shed, or so they say. I kept hanging out down here. Um, the the unfortunate part is that after that, the bar and grill kind of fell into disrepair. The Mimi in the hallway, which were put together by a bunch of 17-year-olds. There was no flashing. There was no this. There was no that. And eventually, nature and Father Time took its toll, not only on the bar and grill, but as you can see, of me. But anyway, like I said, this project's almost done. The barn will be what it was originally meant for, and that was to be a shed. And that's that. I will have one last video to show you the finished product. We're going to paint it red. We're going to make it look nice like it originally did back in the day. And, the bar and grill has always ever evolved. Started out as a shed for a horse, then it became a shed for tools, then it became a drinking shed. Now it will be a shed again. And the ceiling, like I said, will be in my basement that I'm sure my kids will eventually inhabit and drink and do bad things. But thus the circle of life. And that's that. All right. I hope you all enjoyed this little journey. I know I did. Summer's coming to an end. And like anything, plans that either come to null or half a page of scribbled lines, the bar and grill will live on. And eventually, when Mom has to sell the house, someone else will do something with it. But it'll always be with us. The original 5 and all those that followed. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Quick Draw, Ray DeGraw, signing off.